What's the response been for you, kind of internally, externally, to getting promoted? You're a National League manager now. Probably doesn't feel a lot different, but new challenges.
New challenges, new objectives, excitement. Looking forward to seeing the crowd again and pre-season and meeting faces who have been on the journey with us. Got to enjoy a rest as well. I think me, Jim and the staff and the players, we all need one. It's been a tough year, it's been a long slog again. And to go into this new league, the Monster League I call it now, where everyone's on par if not more than us, you have to be refreshed and recharged.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say, I don't think it's speaking out of turn to say we're probably the biggest club in a lot of ways, in a lot of the ways you'd measure that in National League North, but that isn't the case at all in the new season, and that's a new thing as well, isn't it?
Correct, but it's the hardest thing to get out of those leagues, and we've done it. We've done it the hard way, but we've done it, and that's all that matters now. It's in black and white now. We've been promoted, so great achievement. We'll enjoy it. Enjoy the last 2 weeks. Going to enjoy the next 6 weeks at various occasions. But come the 28th of June, we are right at it again, and we've got to be prepared more than ever.
It's a massive division, isn't it, the National League? I think we totted up, there's only 8 teams in the division now that were in the division last time we as a club were in it. That's a big old turnaround, and as you said, there's some monster teams in there. There's
some big teams, there's lots of ex-league clubs who've never been to these levels before. Ex-Premier League teams in there, it's where we want to be, minimum. So I think this club deserves the least is that level, but we've got there now, and we're not there to make the numbers up. We've got to go in it with the momentum we've built.
Yeah, and you've got to temper that, I suppose, in the sense that it might not be realistic to say that financially you have the abilities here to go and win that division when you consider Wrexham, Notts County last year and what that involved. But that doesn't mean you can't be competitive, does it?
No, and I believe every game we go into next year we've got to try and win, and that's how we can look at it. I think the 2 biggest teams in the league in the last 10 years have just been promoted. So, we'll respect the decision big time, respect every manager, some top managers in there with top players. They've got some top budgets in the league. But, we're a good club here, and we've got to recruit wisely and add to what we've already got.
Yeah, as we're talking now, had it confirmed obviously that Christian Dibble and Caleb Richards are 2 of the big players from last season who you've managed to retain on new contracts. What are your thoughts on having them nailed down?
Absolutely fantastic. Caleb Richards attracted a lot of interest the last 2 years, and so he should have done. I think if we stayed in the league, this wouldn't be a conversation now, the National North. But he wants to continue his journey with us. He's going into his 4th year now, because we had him on loan for the first. And he deserves all the plaudits he gets, and he's at least a National League player. So I'm looking forward for him to running down that left flank again next year.
And Dibbs is he's a unassuming character, isn't he? He doesn't, he's not in your face so much, but he's played a big part in getting us up, and I suspect you're quite very pleased to have him back.
Cracking lad, cracking goalkeeper, great sense of humour, and very professional. Obviously comes from a professional background. Lives right, eats right, and looks after him well, and he's just a big persona in the building, to be honest. He's big personality, and looking forward to working with him for a full season at least.
Yeah, and there will be more players from last season returning. Obviously that news will come soon, and there will be new players. Everyone's always keen to get new players in, I'm sure, but you must be quite confident and happy with what you've got in terms of business done early. You must be pleased.
Yes, pleased. We've got to learn from last year as well. We rushed a few, or we got a few through the door without waiting and doing the due diligence on everything really. I thought on paper we recruited really well last year. Turned out not so much. So this year I think we have to think wisely out the box in some occasions. Some of the players we want are wanted by bigger clubs, so we've got to sell ourselves and sell the club as well. But the players that we're looking to bring in, and hopefully can name a few next week, I've got to excite everyone.
And in fairness to you, Kidderminster now as a National League team, and hopefully in the right direction, looking up towards the Football League now, that's also attractive for players, isn't it?
It's got to be. The loan market's better, the league's better, becoming national rather than regional. We're more sellable to everybody, so and we're attractive to a lot more players, whether it's loans, whether it's experienced players. We're a lot more attractive now going into this league against these teams with the crowds that we get and more on the pitch that we play. So really looking forward to it. It's got to be tough, and recruitment's always tough, but yeah, no issues.
Our final word always is for the fans, but season tickets will be on soon, depending on when this makes it out there, and I'm sure you'd love to have Agra bouncing for whenever that first home game is.
It will be, and we've got to build that momentum up now with off-season news and pre-season games and the way we want to play next year. But you know, these lads deserve that at least, and I know the crowds are going to be bouncing next year. We've got to build that momentum. Really disappointed with our home form last season. You know, we've got to make this a fortress for bigger teams to come down here. We've got to be a lot more comfortable on our home patch.
Yeah, and I suppose that for much of last season the home form was poor, and it probably ended as average, and you want it to be good to very good, don't you?
Yeah, the year before was excellent, wasn't it? Yeah. But the away form was not so good. At the end of the day, the away form has got us promoted this year. Never known an away form like it, really. To be top or second ranked in away form and then second bottom in the home form to get promoted, quite laughable, to be honest. But yeah, I love managing here. The players love playing here, but we've got to reflect that in the results and the performances.